I'm here with the redesigned 6th generation 2026 Toyota RAV4 full hybrid. This is the new Woodland trim. Now, the Woodland was kind of a special edition trim in previous model years, but now it's a staple. It's not going anywhere. It is a part of the RAV4 going forward. It has its own badges, it has its own all-terrain tires, and I just got done off-roading it for about 40 minutes. And I have to say it is quite capable. It is limited by its ground clearance. There's no skid plates or anything like that. But what's really impressive about off-roading this RAV4 Woodland, or any RAV4, I mean, you can put all-terrain tires on any of them, is just that electric torque. And it's so quiet off-roading. It was very, very impressive. But most of you guys don't care about off-roading on my channel. And while it is fun, oftentimes more fun than driving these things on road, I'm gonna drive it on road for you guys because most of you guys are driving these RAV4s on road. So I'll give you a quick tour of this RAV4 Woodland, tell you what's different about it compared to other models that I've already driven on this media drive. And then we're gonna take it on the road and talk about what it's like to drive on road. Underneath the hood of the RAV4 now, it's fully hybrid. The Woodland is no exception. Now, you can actually get the Woodland and fully, well, I shouldn't say fully electric, but it can drive in fully electric in the plug-in hybrid. And if I had the plug-in hybrid, this is a standard hybrid, which comes standard with all-wheel drive on the Woodland. But if I had the full electric drive mode with the plug-in hybrid on the trail, it would have been amazing. Just to have all that quietness, all that torque, all that electric power at all times. Still, this did an admirable job with the 336 horsepower that it has. On road, all these are capable of around 40 miles per gallon, which is pretty insane. Let's go ahead and close it down. Let's talk about the front end here. The front end of the RAV4 Woodland is extremely unique versus the rest of them. All right, you can say the GR Sport's very unique too. It's very blocky up front. It's got the Rigid Industries fog lights. It's got these teardrops underneath the headlight capsules. This does not have the fancier headlights that you would see on an XSE or a GR Sport or in a Limited, for example, but I still think it looks good. Now, this model also has a Toyota badge right here in the front, where most of them is kind of laid on top of the front of the bumper. All right, a little silver garnish there at the bottom as well. All right, real blocky, muscular hood to like accompany and accentuate the blockiness of this front bumper. You got parking sensors up front. As we come to the side, we have 18-inch wheels. I love these wheels. The 6 spokes, these are unique to the RAV4 Woodland. The all-terrain tires, awesome. You know, they are also very quiet on road. These Dunlop Grabber all-terrains, 235 width is where all of these have been, but 65 thickness. And because the tire's a little bit thicker compared to other RAV4s, it does have 8.5 inches of ground clearance, which is a little bit more than the standard model. Not much, to be honest. I still want more ground clearance with the type of off-roading that this trail has. All right, the RAV4 couldn't do all of the trail, but have a good spotter with you. That's the most important thing. All right, let's get into the back. This is the unique Woodland badge. You're gonna see this on every single Woodland model going forward. Every single Woodland model also comes with a small tow hitch receiver. Now, this one's pretty tiny. That's not full size. These things can tow 3,000 pounds. All right, you do have parking sensors in the back. Of course, it's, like I said, all-wheel drive badge. Automatic lift gate. Got the cool Woodland mat here, like the rubber mat. Lifting this up, we got a spare tire, heck yeah. 1,500 watts, that's one of my favorite things. That comes standard on the Woodland, and it's a bit harder to get on the rest of the trim level. So whether you get the plug-in hybrid or this non-plug-in hybrid, you get the 1,500 watt power adapter back here, which is awesome for tailgating or doing some overlanding stuff. You can charge your, you know, if you wanted to take battery packs with you, you can easily charge those. Love that feature on this Woodland. All right, get into the back seat. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, standard on the Woodland are these roof rails and crossbars. Hell yeah, I love that. Looks awesome. I think this is the best looking RAV4. All right. Ooh, I have soft touch back here. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's still not that soft. And this is a unique pattern to the Woodland, a real soft material here, but again, All of the RAV4s have too thin of armrest padding, but you could always add to it if you wanted to. Now, this does not have perforated seats. That's a miss for me. These Softex seats are going to get sweaty. There's no breathing going on. The pattern might help a little bit, but not enough. See the Woodland badged mats back here, rubberized all-weather mats sort of thing, USB-Cs, vents, headroom's great back here. You get a sunroof, not a panel roof here on this Woodland. All right, love the back seat of the new RAV4. Let's go ahead and get in the front. Just a quick, oh, and this is a weird thing too. All right, and I'll get it on the other side of the vehicle. We have glossy mirrors and we have glossy door handles on this trim. It's strange because, well, we have matte finishes on the bottom, and I guess, you know, but still, if you're taking this on the trail, this sort of material is likely to get scratched. And there's that Woodland, a little badge there, a little logo. All right, let's get on the inside. Non-breathable seats here. They are heated. I have power on this side. Got the orange stitching, the orange piping, the orange accent here around the center console. All right, this seat is manual over here. You can see the Woodland mats on each side like that. All right, don't know what that is, but that's a neat little plug there. That's not a real button. Hatch button, for example. Again, the same materials here on this door. They look and feel real nice, just a little thin here. Closing the door. 10-inch screen here. You cannot get this, I don't believe, with the 12-inch screen on the Woodland, but that's okay with me. I prefer the smaller screen. Standard is a 12-inch screen throughout the lineup. Leather wrap steering wheel. We get some orange accents here. Love the traditional shifter. Check this out as I'm resting my arm. Boom. Hand just resting right on it. Perfect. Like it a lot better than the little tiny lever that you have on the limited model, for example. You have trail and snow mode. All right, and I was playing with that on the trail. So for example, here, if I'm in trail, it gives me a more in-depth camera system. I can see on the sides of the vehicle. I can press while I'm in reverse. So if I put this in, let's put this in drive real quick, and then you can you know, look at where the vehicle's heading. I can click it again. All right, and I can get different angles if I want, kind of like the 3D it can draw underneath the vehicle sort of thing. So I love the camera system here. You get your pitch and dive and roll degrees as well. So it's very similar to what you would even see on like camera technology on a Lexus GX or a Land Cruiser. It's really, really well done here on the Woodland. It has the best 360 camera here on the total RAV4 lineup. All right, I even have a wireless charger. And with that being said, let's go and drive this Woodland Toyota RAV4 all new for 2026. All right, shall we pull off? And the BZ, oh, I almost said BZ Woodland because there is a fully electric Woodland coming. This is the hybrid electric Woodland, the RAV4 Woodland. All right, the RAV4 Woodland, like I said, the looks just do it for me. You know, the RAV4, has it ever been that off-roadsy? No. I mean, the closest thing maybe is like the two-door convertible beach buggy of the first generation. All right, they did the Woodland last generation. They did TRD off-road sort of with mechanical all-wheel drive. This all-wheel drive is electric assist, and man, going off-road with it, it was smooth, quiet, and great torque on demand. It was awesome. It's real, like it never felt like it was breaking a sweat. It was very, very impressive with that electric torque. All right, but now we're on road. What's it like to drive on road with the Woodland? Well, like I said, I expected this to be noisy. It's not noisy. These tires, even on highway when you're going fast, they are not loud. So they're all terrain, but they're really focused on minimizing on-road tire noise. So really, really well done. All right, the powertrain, just like all the other RAV4s with this 5th gen hybrid, super, super quiet unless you do pedal down. Even then, it's quieter than the last generation, and it's definitely more powerful than the last generation. But I love that instant response and torque you get from Toyota hybrids. The eCVT transmission, it just grips and rips, baby. It's just awesome. It always grabs theoretically the perfect gear and just rolls away. All right. Comfort in here. Well, I think these seats are the most comfortable. Like I said, assuming they're not scorching hot, because then since there's no perforation, you might be sweating your butt off in them. I got to test these seats in hot Florida. It's only 83 degrees right now here in Arizona, so it's not like these seats aren't an issue right now. They are a little bit sticky. And I know add 10 more degrees to that, it's going to be very sticky, very swampy in here. Okay. The visibility is great. That's something I feel like that is improved with this generation RAV4. The dash sits super low. This is just the perfect screen size for this vehicle. Man, the 12-inch screen, it's too much, and it, like, you have to move your arm too much. This is just perfect. Perfect size, volume knob, great. Temperature select, absolutely great. I have a heated steering wheel and heated seats, like I mentioned. In terms of stiffness with the steering, this vehicle does feel lighter than the XSE. All right, maybe that pano roof or the 20-inch wheels or whatever it was, that vehicle just felt pretty heavy. All right, this still handles really, really well. I'd say it handles almost as well as the XLE premium front wheel drive that I tested. That one's probably the lightest, so it handled the best, but the steering feel here might be a little bit better than the XLE. The XLE steering, throw it in the turn, power out. Great grip. I mean, I floored it mid-turn and it just put down all the power. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, the steering feel is a little bit more dialed. The XLE, it was so light, and I still love the XLE, and I love it a lot. All right, I still don't know the price of the XLE or the Woodland. The Woodland, without any hesitation, I would pick it over the XSE that I drove earlier. All right, the XSE, it felt like it handled the worst out of all of them I tested, and that shouldn't be the case. It's a sporty model. All right, so the wind getting a bit strong here, and that's what's really nice. This Toyota Safety Sense 4.0 is unbelievably good at lane tracing and steering assist. It's one of the best in the business, really smooth, and really not intrusive. It's not fighting me while I'm driving it. It's fantastic, really, really good. All right. Now, XSE had auto-dimming rearview mirror. I got dumb mirrors here. I don't even have garage door openers here on this Woodland. That's a miss. I don't have auto-dimming side mirrors. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I have this. I have the old school dimmer, the manual dimming rear view mirror, which, hey, I'll take it. That's not a deal breaker for me with the Woodland. Man, I just love the fog lights on here too. That really sets it apart, makes it look a little bit cooler. And the fog light bars, because they're not just the dorky fog lights that you get on like a Limited, for example. This right here is the coolest looking, despite it having not the nicest daytime running lights, but they had to cut costs somewhere. And like I said, the looks do it for me. I love the roof rack. I love the all-terrain tires. This interior, that's the thing. You know, if you're in a really hot climate, maybe these seats aren't going to cut it for you. That's the only con I have with this Woodland RAV4. Why can't you just give us perforated seats? They don't need to be ventilated. Just make sure that I'm not going to be glued to them in a hot, soupy mess. Other than that, I mean, the shifter's just right. The steering wheel, the baseball stitching, great. This is it. This is my favorite RAV4, I think. The XLE, again, it just comes down to pricing, but this one is very, very impressive. I'm going to end it there. BZ Woodland, can't wait for that to come. Yes, I accidentally called this BZ Woodland again. But the BZ Woodland's coming. We'll have more Woodland models coming. What's next? A Corolla Cross Woodland? That'd be cool. And that's about it. You know, maybe they'll do a Woodland of the... Oh, you know, they have a Woodland Sienna. I forgot about that. Then, you know, they could do a Woodland Grand Highlander, you know, et cetera, et cetera. It's only going to affect the crossovers that are not body on frame. Body on frame gets TRD. All right, so yeah, the RAV4 Woodland, super well executed. They nailed the design, nailed the features. You know, the roof, like I said, they just got the aesthetic down right, and it's fun to drive. You get great fuel economy. It's a really, really good soft roader. I still want more ground clearance and I want underbody plating, but it all comes down to price. Maybe those things, or underbody plating, skid plates, will be available after launch from Toyota dealers. That would be cool. All right. But what do you think about the Woodland? Let me know down below. Is this your favorite RAV4 for the redesign? I mean, put a plug-in hybrid in this and it's a wrap.